So hey guys, Tom here and welcome to a video. On this video I'm just gonna be talking about how two of my favorite YouTubers, well not favorite but still two YouTubers I really like, kinda got into a little argument, those being V and Son of Tiamat. So yeah, they got into an argument over like whether fascism is far right or far left, and I'm just here to tell them that they're both wrong. But let's just continue with this video. Effectively, I have a few photos, a few photos of like the conversation they had on the comment section. So I'm gonna be showing them right here. So here you go. That's the first one. I'm not gonna be reading them. You can read them on your own. I'm just gonna have them here, and they're just gonna play out until I can organize my stuff and get my evidence flowing. And yeah, I seem to have everything I need. So yeah, let's begin. So you see, effectively, Son of Tiamat argues that the people who created fascism, the person who created fascism, Mussolini, was actually a Marxist. He was an anarcho-communist in his youth, and he was definitely a Marxist in his youth. But Son of Tiamat is arguing that because he was a Marxist, that his party was also full of Marxists. That even Hitler was a socialist piece of shit, or something like that. And I'm here to disprove it to a degree. So the reason I don't think fascism is the reason I think fascism is socialist, but it's neither far left nor far right, is because look at the people they align themselves with. Look at. I've seen plenty of debates like this, and I've seen, for example, the primary ally of fascism, Nazism. That these two are effectively sister ideologies, and Son of Tiamat confirmed this by mentioning Hitler in a conversation about fascism. So obviously he seems to believe that as well. So the thing is, right? Hitler was a socialist. Mussolini was a socialist. Both of these ideologies are socialist. I mean, Nazism literally means National Socialism. So, National Socialism effectively is nationalism and socialism. I've seen plenty of debates go like, but they were nationalists, therefore right wing. But wait, they were socialist, therefore left wing. No, they were nationalist, right wing. No, they were socialist, left wing. No, they were nationalist, right wing. So let me get this straight. Effectively, you are far right if you're nationalist, and you're far left if you're a socialist. And then you have socialism and nationalism together. So what do you do then? What are you then? Maybe they're authoritarian centrist. And when I say centrist, I mean, if you look at the political spectrum, I'm probably going to have an image of the political spectrum around this point. If you look at it, it's the political, if you look at, I'm going to have a picture of the political compass. If you look at the political compass, there is authoritarian left, libertarian left, authoritarian right, libertarian right. If you take only the authoritarian part of the political compass, then you have it split between authoritarian left and authoritarian right. Right? Yeah. So what I'm suggesting is that it's in between. It's between authoritarian left and authoritarian line. You see that line that divides them? That's where it is. That is exactly where it is. That and to that and up. That's where it is. On the upper parts of the middle ground between the right and the left. And I say this for a very simple reason. Look at the people that aligned with National Socialism. Look at the Rexist party of Belgium. Let me read you out what is said about the Rexist party in Wikipedia. The Rexist party, or simply Rex, was a far-right Catholic, nationalist, authoritarian, and corporatist political party active in Belgium from 1935 until 1945. The party was founded by a journalist, Leon Degler, and unlike other fascist parties in Belgium of the time, advocated Belgian Unitarianism and Royalism. Initially, the party ran in both Flanders and Wallonia, but never achieved much success outside of Wallonia and Brussels. Its name was derived from the Roman Catholic journal and publishing company Christus Rex, Latin for Christ the King. Initially modeled on Italian fascism and Spanish Falangism, it later drew closer to German Nazism. The party espoused the right-wing revolution and the dominance of the Catholic Church in Belgium, but its ideology came to be vigorously opposed by the leader of the Belgian Church, Cardinal Van Rooij, who called Rexism a danger to the Church and the country. So, you could now argue that, well, it's Wikipedia, of course, accusing Rexism of being far-right, when it actually probably wasn't. These guys weren't socialists. These guys were as anti-socialist as they could be. Let me tell you about their ideology. Belgian nationalism, political Catholicism, corporatism, authoritarianism, and clerical fascism. And you're going to tell me that these people were on the left? Fuck no, man. They were on the right. And they were the collaborationists. They were the Belgians who collaborated readily with the German Nazis. If the Nazis were some fucking socialist pieces of shit, do you think these people would collaborate with them? Because these guys aren't socialists. These guys have never been socialists. And Son of Tiamat, in one of those comments that I showed you before, mentions how he has gotten into lengthy arguments about how with alt-right people who he has gotten into many arguments with people from the alt-right who buy into the myth that it's part of the far right, that fascism and Nazism are part of the far right, and they're actually part of the far left. He got into plenty of arguments about that. Well, here's the thing, right? I see a lot of very alt-right elements in another political party. Shall we talk about that? And that being the government of Philippe Pétain in Vichy, France. Let me read that out. Pétain was reactionary by temperament and education and quickly began blaming the Third Republic and its endemic corruption for the French defeat. His regime took on a clear authoritarian, in some cases fascist, some cases fascist characteristics. The Republic's motto of liberté, égalité, fraternité, or liberty, equality, brotherhood, was replaced with travail, famille, patrie. No, let me read that better in a more French voice. Travail, famille, patrie. Work, family, fatherland. He issued new constitutional acts which abolished the presidency, gave him full power to appoint fire ministers and civil service members, passed laws through the Council of Chambers, indefinitely adjourned parliament, and designated a successor. He chose Laval, though Pétain publicly stated that he had no desire to become a Caesar. By January of 1941, Pétain held virtually all governing power in France. Nearly all legislative, executive, and judicial powers were either de jure or de facto in his hands. One of his advisors commented that he had more power than any French leader since Louis XVI, or is it the 14th? Sorry. Fascistic and revolutionary conservative factions within the new government used this opportunity to launch an ambitious program known as the National Revolution, Révolution Nationale, which rejected much of the former Third Republic's secular and liberal traditions in favor of an authoritarian, paternalist Catholic society. Let me tell you, the one thing I've always encountered in the alt-right, and this doesn't go with all people on the alt-right, but one thing I've encountered is that they are paternalist. They tend to be Catholic, and they tend to like some sort of authoritarianism and collectivism to a degree. So, here's the thing. Pétain, amongst others, took exception to the use of the inflammatory term revolution to describe an essentially conservative movement, but otherwise participated in the transformation of the French society from republic to state. He had that New France would be a social hierarchy, rejecting the false idea of the natural equality of men. What does socialism preach as its main tenet? The natural equality of men. That people are entitled to having the same of everything. Socialism is all about equality. These people are enforcing social hierarchy. And we mentioned this, right? That fascists were enforcing social hierarchy. And Son of Tiamat responded with some weak ass fucking attempt at dismissing it by effectively saying, but he abolished the nobility and the monarchy. There are more hierarchies than the nobility and the monarchy. Social hierarchies are a very right-wing thing. They're not very left-wing. Natural equality of men is a very left-wing thing. These guys who started the national revolution, guess what? They were Nazi collaborationists. They were fascist collaborationists. These people implemented fascistic policies to a certain degree. These people were not fascists in and of themselves, but they aligned themselves with the fascists. If the fascists were batshit insane socialist Marxist pieces of shit, who would align with them? Not Therexis, not Philippe Pétain, not any of the reactionaries in France, certainly not. No one would align with them. No one. They'd oppose them at every turn. And yet here you are making the argument that they're far left. And here is V making the standard argument that we hear from all the fucking mainstream media, that they're far right. No. No. They hug the fucking line. They've always hugged the fucking line. They've always been on the line. It's literally fucking, it's authoritarian centrism. That's what it is. It's the most authoritarian type of fucking centrism ever. It combines ideas of the left and the right. And to talk about another idea that fascism has, the third alternative. What do you think the third alternative was? I'll tell you what the third alternative was. The third alternative emphasized that fascism was against both capitalism and communism, and that they were kind of between these two, and they were the third alternative, the third choice. That you didn't have to be either full capitalist or full communist, you can go with something in between, that being fascism. In other words, what's in between, last time I checked, what was in between capitalism and communism was this thing called socialism. Yes? Yes. They were socialists. They were socialists. The fascists were socialists. And I know that son of Tiamat agrees with me on this. I know he does. But my point here is that they were, to be far right is to be ultra-capitalist. To be far left is to be a fucking commie. This is the point, right? To be in between is to be somewhere near the middle. To be somewhere near the middle means that these people opposed both extremes, therefore they were a different sort of fucking extreme. These people were on the center, but they were on the far up center. That's where they are in the political compass. And I don't get why people don't understand this. It's so simple, just do the fucking math. It would be common sense. Look at their beliefs. Look at the people who are aligned with them. No, we have to have some sort of debate about them being far right, far left. Fuck off. No, we don't. This has been resolved thousands of times, and I hate hearing about it. Honestly, I don't want to fucking sound condescending as fuck, but I'm gonna end up sounding condescending as fuck. On this issue, I feel like I'm like the most intelligent person ever when I get into this issue. No one seems to understand this thing that's just fucking common sense. It's common sense. Anyways, it pissed me off to see this, and I just wanted to talk about it. Oh god, this 15 fucking minutes. I need to end this. Just thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something out of it. Leave a like if you did, and please end my fucking suffering. Have a fantastic evening.